I am Isis. I am the free spirit in you all. You can see me in the movement of a bird flying through the sky, or in water running through a river channel. I'm always flowing and moving. My energy cannot get stuck in limitations based on fear and the need for control. I am a female energy, free of limitation. I'm here today because the female energy on Earth is awakening to a higher level of itself. The female energy has been suppressed for a long time, but there was a reason for this happening. There are big cycles of development in your human history, and the male and the female energies are both developing themselves, trying to get to a point of balance within human beings. You are neither male nor female. You are both, and you are not dependent on either of them. You are a free spirit with no limitations. If you get caught up in the idea that you are only male or only female, you get imprisoned by limiting thought forms which have been passed on to you by the traditions of your society. To be a free spirit, you need the element of play in your life. Playfulness, joy, freedom from limiting structures, as well as both the male and the female energies available to you, whether you are a man or a woman. Tradition has forced you into limited images of what it is like to be female or male, and you are all suffering from those images. Now, as a start, if you are a man, I would like you to imagine that you have a female body. Or if you are a woman, imagine that you have a male body. Travel with your awareness into your body, into your heart, and feel that you are free inside yourself. Imagine, just for fun, what it would be like to have a body of the opposite sex. You have actually lived lives as the opposite gender, so it is not as hard as you might think. Notice the difference in the energies when you are in the body of the opposite sex. What would change for you if you were in this body? Would you do things differently? Would some things feel easier for you? Just play with this image and welcome the energy of the opposite sex. It is a part of you. The energy of sexuality has been completely perverted by human traditions of fear and limitation. Sexuality and the soul, the free spirit, belong together, but most religions tell you otherwise. They state that the human passions, such as sexual desire, are of a lower nature, whereas the energies of discipline and rules and focus on the higher nature is supposed to be good and pure. However, when you make a decision to divide things such as that, you sever yourself. The energy of sexuality is not just about sex, it is really about life. All life comes forth from the sexual energy in humans and in nature, and the dance of male and female energies is at the core of life itself. The energy of sexuality is badly in need of healing and of a different perspective. Now, I ask you that you connect to your second chakra, which is in the middle of your abdomen. Sense how the source of creativity inside you is located there. True creativity comes from the soul and is free of limitation. And although it is also sexual in nature, it is not limited by the narrow definition of sexuality. True creativity is vibrant and alive. It wants to explore and express itself in a passionate way. And it is what happens when the soul connects to the physical plane. When the soul gets embodied as a human, the body can provide you with joy and pleasure, and there is nothing wrong with that. The reason why sexuality was considered suspect and was suppressed by religious traditions was that there was a great fear of the female energy. In male-dominated societies or communities, the female energy became a threat because it breaks down rigid power structures and opens up to feelings. There is a paradox inside the male energy. At some level, it yearns for sexual union, but at the same time, it has an immense fear of sexuality in the wider sense of the word. The fear is not so much of the physical act, but sexuality as aliveness, creativity, exploration, going beyond limits. For example, when you fall in love with someone, you lose your sense of boundaries and you enter into unknown territory, and this feels magical to you. But the energy of falling in love is not just about the relationship between a particular man and woman. It is more universal than that. It is about the joy of exploration, of moving beyond the known into the unknown, or feeling the magic and the miracle of life. This very free energy of moving beyond yourself, of transcending your boundaries, is at the heart of the female energy, but it was a threat to the ruling powers and especially to the male power structures. When you suppress and make suspect the true meaning and vitality of sexual energy, you create many problems for yourself. You become neurotic by suppressing a vital part of yourself. You miss the freedom of living life joyfully, of feeling whole into yourself. You become divided against yourself, and you think you need to obey rules and disciplines that do not come from within yourself, but are imposed from outside. To alienate yourself from the source of life, and this is what is actually happening in human society. Because the powers of life and true creativity were feared, the energy of control and suppression took over, and it killed the human spirit. Things are changing now, but you can still see the effects everywhere around you. Most people are depressed, perhaps not in the clinical sense, but they use only a small part of their true potential and only have a limited connection with their free spirit, their soul. They are blocked by judgments, rules, and principles which they think they should obey in order to feel all right. But these laws are not coming from a true spiritual source. I now ask that you invite my energy into the whole of your body, to welcome back the spirit of joy and freedom and lust for life. You are whole. You are not divided into good and bad parts. This idea is nonsense. Every part of you is alive, and the life inside you is looking for a heartfelt expression. all parts of you can and do desire to participate in this expression. Even the dark emotions or passions have a core of light inside them. They just need to be transformed by a spirit of kindness and understanding, and not be held captive by fear and suppression. So, invite my spirit into your heart and feel that it is your own. I am not outside you. I am present in every cell of your body. I am life itself. I am the part of your soul's energy that loves life, which wants to enjoy it and to have adventures. I am the part of you that is not afraid to change, of moving on, and of accepting the new. Allow me to flow into your body and regard me as your friend. You can fly with me. Imagine that you have wings and fly upward, and for a while you leave the heavy energy of earth below you. You see the suffering on earth, the physical suffering, but most of all, you see the emotional pain. Most people on earth feel very imprisoned inside themselves. They cannot get out of themselves because their thoughts limit and restrict them. And as you look down upon this suffering, when you are up in the sky, you feel free because you know you do not have to change anything. You do not have to do anything to save humanity. You know that when you embody your own free spirit, when you trust your own desires, your passions, your true creativity, you then become your own best friend, and you start to radiate an energy that is helpful to the people around you. It is important to realize that. It is important to realize when you express this energy of freedom, it might be frightening to some people, because you are knocking on the doors of their prison cell, and doing this can sometimes feel as a threat to them. They may think you are too wild, too different, too free, but just let them be, and do not argue with them. Do not waste your energy by doing that. You need all your awareness and energy to stay focused on yourself, to preserve that energy of freedom, and to hear your own soul's guidance. When you embody the spirit of freedom, of love, life, and joy, you also need to be very perceptive of the energies around you. Feel from your heart where your unique soul's energy is welcome and can flow easily. Whenever you feel exhausted around someone or in a particular situation, when you feel drained, just leave. Do not exert yourself trying to change things, because change happens in ways you cannot predict. So you do not have to focus your attention on creating change or working for it. And you do not need to convince other people of what to do. If you keep attuned to your own heart and to the source of life in your abdomen, then you will know what to do. You simply flow with the joy. What makes you feel alive, vibrant, and inspired is where you are meant to go. There may be times in your life when you feel you cannot go anywhere with this energy. It seems there is a lack of people or situations which allow you to fully express yourself. But this is just a part of your journey. In order to learn to respect yourself, even when you feel alone and misunderstood, go out into nature. Feel the energies of nature in places where it is wild and free, and you will feel at home there. You must respect yourself, and to some extent, you need to be solitary to do this. You are here to create a new kind of consciousness, and you do this by staying true to yourself, by not trying to change anything outside yourself, by listening to the voice of your heart, and by not getting too upset by people or energies that might resist you. Just leave them be. You do not need to be involved with them. Fly up high in the sky again and again to remember who you truly are, being free of limitations, and your energy will change and affect the people around you. However, changing others should not be your primary concern. It will just happen. You are here to find joy in life, even in the midst of heavy and dense energy. And by preserving the spirit of joy, you will give hope to other people. Take good care of yourself. You are much more cherished than you think. There are angels around you all the time. You are never alone, even in the midst of darkness. You are always connected to the source of life, the life that transcends all boundaries. Thank you for receiving my spirit within you. Isis was channeled by Pamela Kribbe, and it was all read for you by Adriana.